So what is John Robinson's biggest mistake before trading away A.J. Brown?
Brandon's got to be the missed draft hits for me. Timothy says not signing a left tackle. Jimbo says Julio Jones. You have to caused him to have to let A.J. go. I don't know if they're directly related, but Julio Jones was a botch for the draft capital and the money that was associated with that as well. A separate kind of issue there. But Ryan Tannehill is the issue from Chris Terry. Isaiah Wilson from Billy Jones. Caleb Farley from Mr. Jones. Trying to scroll through here. Draft misses from pick a specific one. Draft misses is a pretty easy overall thing. Pick a draft pick that you think was really a big mistake. Darian Smith thinks it's Vic Beasley. He agrees with you on the first domino, at least.
That's where it all started, right? Because everything was great. Everything was happy and dandy. You had Vrabel, you had the quarterback, you had the running back, you had the defensive core, you had a solid offensive line and playmakers once you go to the AFC title game. And Vic Beasley was the first domino that you tried to fix something and add and bolster to the pass rush there.
Matt Drew thinks it's Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith. Denise says Jayon Brown. Evans and crap QBs drafted.
Let's pause there because I did have, when I had my master list, Sam, of mistakes, drafting Cole McDonald was on there because it was just a waste of a draft pick because they cut him That's 2 weeks true. After camp started. It was a waste of a draft pick. Now it was a 6th or 7th round pick, so it's not like you're wasting that much. But, Luke Falk was also terrible. So, but again, those were not big enough to make or to, be a part of the firing of John Robinson.
Devin Mills says paying Taylor Lewan, and we have a super chat up here saying, could we have found a way to keep Corey Davis and not having the wide receiver problems, and you still have one elite wide receiver and one good one to go with Henry? All right, that groups into what I'm going to talk about because I think there is a slam dunk, unquestioned worst move John Robinson ever made in his tenure. I think it affected everything else in a negative way from that point on. So when you talk about a true domino, some of those things are just on the list of he made that mistake, but there's no real butterfly effect.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a direct domino effect that tanked the trajectory of the Titans associated with drafting Isaiah Wilson. And for the obvious reasons of using a first-round pick on a bust offensive tackle that played 4 career snaps for your team,
mm-hmm.
An incredible swing and a miss. But number one, Austin, I got a couple things here associated with this. I want to hear your thoughts on or just lay out the argument. You drafted Isaiah Wilson post Taylor Lewan extension. So you already had that money tied up into offensive tackle. I want to get that on the record. Keep that in mind. Here are players you passed on by drafting Isaiah Wilson. These are players drafted in the round immediately after Isaiah Wilson, which we said he was right at the end of the first round. These are early second round picks and guys that got picked throughout the second round. T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, Cole Kmet, Chase Claypool, Trayvon Diggs, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Hurts. So in terms of where is your need, you had money already tied up into Taylor Lewan. You draft an offensive tackle, completely swing and missed, massive bust, doesn't play for your team. And when you look at the events that took place in the years following, you let Corey Davis walk. You didn't even make him an offer, according to Corey Davis, that you didn't even really give him a chance to come back, even though he, as well as AJ said, he wanted to stay. You then had to correct not having Corey Davis, wanted to fix your wide receiver problems, traded 2 draft picks for Julio Jones, and ultimately put some draft capital and money into the position with no production there. When again, Michael Pittman Jr., T. Higgins, Chase Claypool, right at the top of that draft. You drafted Caleb Farley the year after to try and help your secondary get younger, get a brighter future, and you took a big risk trying to hit a home run on a defensive back. Again, Trayvon Diggs, Jalen Johnson, 2 elite corners in the NFL, both taken 15 or so picks after him. Overall, this is the move for John Robinson that I think started to snowball, and he maybe started to overcorrect for, in my opinion, trying to make up for, get things on the right track, take a bigger risk, hit a big home run, and paid the ultimate price for it. Things got off centered with the Isaiah Wilson draft pick. I think that was his biggest error, and ultimately the one that had the longest effects on the Titans' future in the years that followed.